Taking a second.
Hey, folks. Welcome to episode 176 of Movie Toast News and Reviews. How the fuck you doing, Adam?
I am doing all right, Dennis. We're a little behind schedule, and we're a little ahead of schedule, and it's just all topsy-turvy right now, because normally we record Sunday nights. It's a Saturday afternoon. We were supposed to record 3 hours ago. So many technical difficulties, but it's good to actually be in the show right now. How you doing?
That is. I'm doing good. Glad to be rolling. Excited to get the toast out to you folks. We've got an interesting selection of flicks for you this week. Could get a little bit of sprinkling all over the place. I always like when we kind of have a bunch of random things like that. But you toasties dictated everything Adam reviewed today. So I'm excited to see which thing is actually laying on the plate for serving. I know you talked about a lot of movies in the last episode, so excited to see what toasties chose.
I'm cutting back. There was a lot that I want to talk about tonight, but hey, if you want to see those, hear reviews of those, check out our Instagram, our Twitter, our fucking, I want to say Reddit and Discord, but we don't really fuck with those. YouTube and I guess TikTok at movie_toast, or just search Movie Toast News and Reviews, and you'll get stuff every day. It's a fun time. I lie. It's a really good time.
It's fantastic. Well, without any further ado, should we hit that fantastic jingle, sir?
I suppose we shall.
All right,
let's do a
rip
here for you. Dennis and Adam joke about orgasms and sweet movie reviews. We talk about TV too, right?
I think so.
Yeah? Yeah.
Movie toast. All right.
It's nice to get the technical difficulties out of the way in the beginning, like me thinking we're doing polls when we're just playing the theme song. Fantastic.
When we're just starting off. We're just kicking. We're double dipping.
Why is it on again? We're starting over.
It was on loop for some reason. I don't know why, but there you go.
Yes.
The show. Movie toast.
Here we go.
Here for you.
And a little bit too much, I guess. I guess we can kick things off with a little poll action if you're cool with that.
Oh, let's do it. Yeah, let's just dive right in. Let's hit them polls.
Bam! A lot of polls. I want to count how often we say the word polls.
I think once each.
Spread throughout the whole time.
Yep. Beautifully buttered toast right there. All right, man. What do we got up first?
Well, last episode, 175, we both tag teamed a review of the new Hulu film, Quiz Lady, starring Awkwafina. So I wanted to know what the Toastie's favorite Awkwafina movie was out of The Farewell, Crazy Rich Asians, Shang-Chi, and Raya and the Last Dragon. And everything got a little love. Almost everything got a little love. Yeah.
Okay.
Have you seen any of these? I assume you've seen one, maybe.
Of them. It's like Crazy Rich Asians was fantastic. Still a fantastic movie. I really like Shang-Chi though. That was a fun ride.
I think it's like my only favorite of that phase of MCU. I think that one really knocked it out of the park.
I did like that Doctor Strange too. Those were the only. But I'm kind of with you. Those two were the only ones I like. I'd mind myself a good time watching. I don't know. You know what? But for her specifically, maybe Shang-Chi, because I feel like she gets a little more screen time over there than she does. Crazy Rich Asians. She cast.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I feel like each of these movies, she gets to do a little bit different. Farewell, it was a drama. Crazy Rich Asians, she got to be kind of a little wacky, but kind of, I don't know, kind of herself, the character she normally plays. Shang-Chi, she was a mixture of herself and a little watered down. And Raya and the Last Dragon, she was just a talking dragon, which I got to rewatch that movie. I feel like I didn't give it the full attention that it deserved when I last saw it.
Oh yeah.
But the Toasties disagree with us, Dennis, because it got a 0% for Shang-Chi, which kind of saddened me.
Yeah.
And then we had a tie here for 25 and 25 for The Farewell and Crazy Rich Asians, leaving 50% for Raya and the Last Dragon. Which I guess doesn't surprise me. Disney movie? Pixar? No, not Pixar. No. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough. All right. I mean, it's we all have a soft spot for one Pixar movie or another, but I guess that one got a lot of hype. I wish I did catch it though. I guess we still can hit that Disney Plus,
right? Before they take it away, like they take other great things away.
Right. Gosh.
Right.
Nonsense.
Our next poll is something a little geared towards what you reviewed. Last week, you reviewed Justice League War World, so I wanted to know what the favorite member of the Justice League was out of Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, or I prefer the Avengers. Any takes for you?
I mean, Batman. I mean, just Batman was the first DC character I got into, and still is the one I enjoy the most out of all of them. Hands down. Bruce Wayne.
I get that. It's a toss up because I really like Wonder Woman, the Gal Gadot Wonder Woman movie, but out of everything that Batman's done, that resonates the most with me. But it's one movie versus a bunch of shows and movies. It's kind of tough. I don't know. And I like the Avengers, but I think I'll be with you. I'll go Batman.
Comics. Okay.
Right.
Yeah. That's the only one I actually enjoyed the comics. I've read a little bit of Superman, but I've never liked Superman. I don't know. I did, unless it's a character.
I feel like he's too wholesome and kind of lame. I don't know.
Yeah, it's like Cyclops. I'm just like, the Boy Scout is not that appealing to me. I know someone edgier.
Yeah. Speaking of edgier, you're reviewing a French comic about a very edgy character later on today, I believe.
Oh, yes.
I'm excited to hear about that.
One could say that. Oh, yeah, me too. I'm excited to share it. That's a fun one.
All right. And this is fantastic. I've lost connection here, Dennis, so I'm gonna have to reboot myself if I can. It's gonna be a little bit of time here, folks. Technical difficulties. We need to get like a title card for that. Oh, fun.
I can get us through there. He'll just talk right through the exit. Okay, so well, folks, as you know, we've mentioned the movie festival many a time. We are well underway for production there. Super excited to be sharing all of the clips that we've recently filmed for you. This year is going to be a hell of a lot bigger, I would say. Still streamed online as we usually do. You'll be able to find it at Movie Toast News and Reviews on our YouTube. Chances are you might be streaming this there right now, and that will be the place to catch the festival, December 16th. It'll be in the afternoon-ish. Please check your local time zones for when the show actually premieres, but that will be coming quickly in December. Very excited to share that with you folks.
Oh, and, yes. It's going to be a good time.
Yes.
I'm ecstatic. I can't wait to watch the rough cut of the festival because our editor is just fantastic. And I can't wait to see what he turns out of our... I mean, we had some fun promos, some sketches that we filmed that was fun. But nonetheless, nice tease. Our toasties have spoken. Dennis, 0% for the Avengers. I'm not very surprised. Well, I am kind of surprised, but yeah.
DC still got the characters I still think can hold their own weight. It's just they haven't been treated the best lately. They haven't been getting their fair shot, as I believe they should in other media. So
fair enough. I can't disagree with you there. And then we have a 29-29 split with Batman and Superman, leaving a staggering 43% for Wonder Woman.
I feel like it's purely based in the movies at this point. But I mean,
I think it has to be.
It's got to be. It's got to be. But fair enough. No, I mean, after Batman, it would be Wonder Woman because she's a badass. Although she's like that. What's funny is like she's not that far off Superman. I still think she has a harder edge. Like she's got more shit she's working against. You know, like it's
like she's not afraid to.
is its own reward. Oh,
Yeah, I think so.
Well, dude, I think we're coming up to it.
That is true.
All over the place. My bad. That was on me.
No, you're good. You're good. We are gonna jump into some reviews, I guess, because we're all out of polls this week, folks. The polls have ended. Hopefully you voted,
folks. Yeah. If you want to see the polls you participated in, you gotta come in and take part in what we do online. But enough of that
over
nonsense.
On X. Yes.
Yeah. All right, Adam.
I'm going to start us off. Speaking of X and polls, our Twitter followers or X followers have spoken, and they wanted to hear a review of the following movie, Dashing Through the Snow. This Disney Plus original comedy Christmas movie just dropped on Netflix last Friday as of the audio release of the podcast. And I was kind of intrigued because I didn't know much about it, but I knew the cast. Very favorite actor of the show, Mr. Lil Rel Howery, is in this. Mm-hmm. He plays Santa Claus, and he ends up meeting a man who hates Christmas, a man who had lost his parents divorced on Christmas Day when he was a young child, and a robber broke into his house dressed as Santa Claus that same day. And ever since then, he hates Christmas, and his young daughter loves Christmas, and he's kind of a curmudgeon. And that man is Ludacris. And I'll watch Ludacris do anything because he's a great guy. I'll even go to see him do an hour-long concert. That was money well spent, Dennis. So pretty much he ends up meeting Santa Claus, and he at first doesn't believe it's Santa. Ludacris is he's kind of like a social welfare kind of guy. He works for the police department. He goes and talks people down. Like he makes sure people are in the right state of mind. Like we meet him when he's talking a guy down from committing suicide on Christmas Eve. And he thinks this Santa Claus character is a guy who is mentally unstable. And he's going to take him to go get checked out by a psychiatrist of sorts, a doctor. And as that's happening, some evil workers of the mayor are after Santa because he has an iPad that belongs to them that has a list of all the naughty people in town, or AKA the people that the mayor is trying to shake down for money. The mayor is played by Mr. Oscar Nunez. What's his
Oscar
face
Nunez.
From The Office?
Yeah.
Yes,
nice.
Fantastic seeing him as more of an evil character. Like he's great in front of the camera and then evil behind the scenes. So
awesome. He's so good.
Lil Rel, yeah. Oh, he's great in this. And Lil Rel and his daughter are essentially all along for a crazy adventure with Santa Claus. And it's a pretty funny movie. Like it's a lighthearted, fun holiday film. Lil Rel's wife, because they're not divorced yet, is Teyonah Parris, Monica Rambeau, who is currently also out in The Marvels, which is a very good movie. Check out that review over on our YouTube page at movie_toast. And it just has a pretty interesting cast. The set design is great. I believe that it is Christmas time in Atlanta. And it just looks rich. And I kind of wish this movie came out in the theater. It's a very fun watch. And
really? Okay.
Lil Rel is having a great time playing Santa Claus. Like everyone questions, all right, well, if you're Santa, why do you not have a great beard? And he has quick answers, and like just the way he responds to things. And Ludacris has given a great performance. Yeah. Like I said, this is over on Disney Plus. It just came out yesterday. Definitely worth checking out if you like a holiday movie, something different to watch. I'm going to give Dashing Through the Snow 2.5 slices of toast. A pretty fine movie, I think.
Decent flick. Okay. Yeah. I'll put that into the holiday circulation this year. Give it a watch.
Definitely. You should.
Well, I'm doing something also a little different for the holiday season. Maybe not a holiday movie at all, in fact. I finally got around to an old, it's a World War II film starring Matthew McConaughey, of all people.
Oh,
Talking about U-571.
yeah.
So this was released back in 2000. It is a pretty high-octane action thriller telling the story of we have two opposing crews. One is a German U-boat crew that they've just been through the thick of it. They've been sinking ships out in the Atlantic, and they're continuing their mission for the Germans. And then we flip to the other side, and we see this small, I don't know if it's a battleship. It's a small cruiser, has been retrofitted to look like a German repair ship, and its captain is Matthew McConaughey, or actually it's Bill Paxton, whose second in command is Matthew McConaughey. The laundry list of actors in this movie is crazy. McConaughey, Harvey Keitel, Bill Paxton, John Bon Jovi, Thomas Kretschmann, who's a big German actor, Jake Weber, and there's a lot of other background people as you go down the list. It's
a lot of seamen.
Lots of semen all over the screen in this movie.
Nice.
We quickly find out this isn't just a mission to go seek out this particular submarine, but it's because they know for a fact that this submarine has a particular encryption machine that is used by the Germans to encrypt all of their secured communications through the radio. That whenever they receive one of these or try to intercept them, it's just like this jumbled mess, and they don't quite know how to put the pieces together. So the idea is they need to discreetly sneak up on the ship, pretend to be one of the guys on their side, refueling him, giving him new supplies and stuff, and then getting aboard, taking strong arm control of the submarine, and taking that code book, or ideally the machine itself, so we could reverse engineer it and have a better understanding of the code. For those of you who are World War II movie buffs, you would also know this isn't the
bunch of nerds.
It's we figured out these operations did happen. They never were able to fully piece the code together. It's actually the Enigma machine that was we learned that story in The Imitation Game, starring Benedict Cumberbatch.
Sure, fantastic film.
Recommend. And it's they're actually covering the same story. It's just the Brits versus the Americans trying to crack the German code, all through various methods. So in this film itself, we think we're sneaking up on them. We know that they're short on supply, given how long they're supposed to have been out of their deployed in this mission. Of course, danger ensues. They get hit by a torpedo, but they still force they're able to damage the U-571 enough. They have to surface, so they board the ship. They kill a bunch of the crew. They find the codes they need to, but their ship is sinking. They have to board the German submarine themselves and take command of this thing. They have no idea how to read German. Like, a lot of them can't read German. They've never commanded this type of submarine before. They lost a bunch of crew. Most of the freaking famous cast in this movie dies in the first 15-20 minutes. So,
you get them for a day to shoot.
Right, yeah, maybe a week at best in these very confined spaces, and then the next 2-3 months were with the rest of our guys. But it's a thrilling story. I'll say the opening scene is probably one of the fucking coolest, where we're just following the German crew sink a ship. We're just like witnessing how one of their missions goes down. But to be honest, the dialogue starts to get a little cheesy. Even the acting starts to get a little too large than life in that initial raid when they first hit the sub and stuff. It's like, it's not quite as badass as the movie started, I feel like. And I feel like we're kind of pulling a couple of punches. There's some really cool high tension moments, like when they're trying to still pretend to be Germans and they see this fighter craft swoop in on them, and they have to nope, just wave. Don't fire the aircraft gun. I know as badly as you want to shoot that plane out of the sky, they think we're one of them, so we can't do it. And they're still scared. Like, these guys are going to
that's
blow
fucked.
them out of the water. And you get a couple of these moments that are kind of cool, but it just never quite. I don't know. It doesn't. I feel like I've seen other similar stories that I thought were a lot better, especially in the World War II era. I don't know. I kind of had a rough time. Once I got halfway through the movie, it just wasn't as thrilling as some other submarine movies I also enjoy. But Gotta be honest, I wanted to like U571 a lot more. Now, keep in mind, it did come out in the year 2000, so maybe some of it just came off a little dated. But to be honest, I've seen all of this cast do, I feel like, a lot better in a lot of other flicks. So that's why I'm like, I don't mind kind of like not being thrilled about this movie too much, but it was still not a bad watch. I am glad I finally got around to it. It is available for streaming on Netflix. That's where I watched it just recently. I'm going to give U571 2.5 slices. Decent movie. Not my favorite of this genre, of this style, but I think at least worth watching if you haven't checked it out yet.
Yeah, I'm really shocked. I thought you were going to give it like one slice or whatnot, because that did not sound promising, but you sunk the landing. If you want to feel better about this movie, you should watch Battleship starring Rihanna. Fantastically bad movie.
Oh man, the number of times I've tried watching that, I just that's a rough,
I don't know who thought that
go.
was a good call.
I'll go watch.
Speaking of rough goes, Dennis, I got a movie about some rough times in a rough land. I'm talking about The Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, currently in the theaters. This is a prequel to the Hunger Games novels and movies. This follows President Snow, Donald Sutherland's character from the previous films, as a young man. We see him grow up in poverty, and then he kind of rises up a little bit. He's at a school. He thinks he's going to get the scholarship, but now the tables have turned, and he has to become a mentor of a person who is going to be participating in the Hunger Games. This is going to be the 10th annual Hunger Games. So this is very early on in the Hunger Games.
Okay.
And the way people were treated and the way things happened in the later versions, drastically different. Like, they just pick these people and then they're dumped into a zoo and treated like animals. And that shit did not fly in the original.
Okay.
And basically, nobody gave a fuck about these people, and neither did our guy. He just wanted to win the award, but then he slowly starts kind of having feelings for this person, and he's like, this is an actual human, and it's kind of fucked up what we're doing. And he kind of changes the Hunger Games. Like, he comes up with you can now donate money, and with that money that you donate, they can send drones in to like give water or send something that's going to help them in the games. And he just kind of changes it. And it's interesting because, like, just seeing this, like, it's hard to describe, because this movie is like 3 movies put into one. It's broken up into chapters. The first stage is we're kind of meeting President Snow and learning about him. Then we're seeing him kind of taking care of his person in the Hunger Games. And then we're seeing the aftermath of what happens in the Hunger Games. And it has a pretty great cast. I don't know the guy who plays President Snow. He's not a president now. But the girl that he's mentoring is the woman who's playing Snow White in the upcoming Snow White movie, Rachel Ziegler.
Okay.
And she's giving a pretty good performance. However, it's weird because she has like this Southern drawl that just seems so fake. And I'm like, why? Who decided to give you a Southern drawl? And she also plays like country Western music. And I'm like, I don't buy this. This is weird, but okay, I guess.
Oh, no.
And and another person who's giving a weird performance, who is normally fantastic, is Viola Davis. She's playing like this doctor type of person who's running the Hunger Games, and she's giving like this weird, like, evil British doctor accent. And I'm like, why? But I guess, okay, she's doing it well, but it's weird.
Okay.
But Peter Dinklage is kind of playing a guy who's fantastic. He is like the guy putting money into this. Like, he's kind of really in the shit, like, behind the Hunger Games. He kind of invented the Hunger Games, and we find out how he invented it, and we think we know his story, but we really don't learn it until the end of the movie, and that gets interesting. We know that he used to be best friends with Snow's dead dad, and the whole time he's kind of talking shit. He's like, I hate the Snows. You guys suck. I'm going to make sure you never win the money. Even if your girl wins, you're not going to see a dime. And then we learn why this happened. And I'm like, holy shit, what a good turn of events that we have here. And that's just all in the first 2 chapters. The third chapter is like him, this guy going into the district, becoming like a peacekeeper, kind of like a Nazi almost to these poor people in the district. And he ends up going to the district where his tribute is hopefully living. He doesn't know if she's alive or dead. He's hoping that he'll run into her. And then he does, and they kind of start a relationship. But it's really interesting because the evolution, we first meet him, he's poor, he's kind of an upbeat guy, and then he kind of becomes harder and a little more corruptible towards the end of the movie, and he's a completely different character by the end of the movie. And the way they ended, I'm like, holy fuck, I did not see that coming. This is insane. I kind of want to see more. And another person who's in this movie giving a great performance was in the movie Quiz Lady that we reviewed on episode 175, Mr. Jason Schwartzman. He's playing the guy who is hosting the Hunger Games on the television, and he's giving a fantastic performance. Overall, this movie is really solid. It has everything going for it. The action is action-packed and fun. The set design is great. The story is rich. It's just a little bit long for my taste. I felt like this could have been really either condensed or it could have been a couple of different movies split into one. But either way, I wasn't looking forward to seeing this movie. I just saw it because it was playing after another movie. And I'm like, all right, I'll check it out. And I'm sure as shit happy I saw it. I'm going to give the Hunger Games, the Ballad of Songbirds and Snakes, I'm going to give it 3 slices of toast. Well worth watching,
Okay,
I think.
Nice.
Yeah.
Cool. Do you feel like the theater added to the effect of it too? Like, is that the scale
yes.
contribute to that?
There was a scene that just fucking, it hit like a pile of bricks all at once. Like that got me, like everyone in the theater was like, what the fuck? Like there's an explosion that happens when you're not expecting it. And it legit, I saw it in Dolby Atmos. So like the whole fucking theater shook. The sound, like I really felt like there was this explosion happening in the theater at the time. It was insane. Like definitely worth seeing on the big screen. Awesome. And I know you said you haven't seen the Hunger Games. I think this would be, you don't have to see the Hunger Games to know what's going on there because it's kind of a different story. And it's, I don't know, it's really interesting. But you got something action packed, I think, to talk about, right?
That I do. Hot new release that just dropped over on Netflix recently within the last couple of weeks for you fine folks. This is a movie I've been looking forward to for a while. It's the Michael Fassbender flick called The Killer. That's right. Directed by Mr. David Fincher himself. So you know this is going to get some interesting storytelling steps to it. You know, visually it's going to get your attention. And all of that is true. All of that comes ringing in just fine. We start off with Michael Fassbender. Clearly, he's a guy in a job, and it's stated through a lot of voiceover right at the top. He's an assassin. This is what he does for a living. There's no political affiliation to it. He's just a guy who does a job. He gets hooked up with a contract, does the mission, comes back home, and he is a very meticulous and very particular sort of guy too. And you're quickly shown not only just like how serious he takes the job, but it's like to really see it. I love these sorts of movies. It's a slow burn that you really get to savor this moment where it's not just we see the target through the reticle of the scope and the rifle, and then bam, they're down, and we move on. We're watching him for like the 2 days where he's been sitting in a chair just waiting for this guy to show up. Jesus. And come to find out he's actually been there almost a week. It's like, it's been 5 days. You haven't had a confirmation on target. What's going on? He's like, well, he hasn't showed up yet. I'm doing my job. It's like, you can't get mad at me. Yeah. And then something goes wrong. So now, to basically the guy who's paid for the contract, to punish the original person who's supposed to fulfill the job, he's given the contract to someone else, and he wanted them to be punished in some certain way. Someone close to him gets hurt, and that is when he gets set off. So our killer here has decided that he's going to exact his own revenge, and he's going to figure out who the fuck took out this contract and why are they so keen on punishing him for this thing that went wrong. And it is a badass chase around the world. I mean, we're in these beautiful locations. Some of these, like the mansion that he owns, and Dominican Republic, and then like all these other places we go to. Very unique stuff. I'm sure several of them were built sets, but like so many of them just look like these very unique found locations. We're in Paris for one scene. We have a couple of chases and things in a couple other places. I don't want to spoil too much, but this is it's almost like a spy thriller, but without that sort of like unlimited supply of support edge to it. This guy is just on his own, realistic. He's got a fucking mission to do. Yeah, in a sense, there's the things I would say are unrealistic about it is just purely the fact that like, okay, so he's been working as a assassin for several decades now. He's got not hundreds, but tens of millions of dollars stowed away. So there are certain aspects of his life that he just can like go to a place and have a whole new identity. And that's kind of the fun thing is when we go through these scene transitions, you're seeing different passports, IDs, debit cards. We always get these super extreme close-ups on the names, and it's different name every time. He's just got lives lined up all over the place. People even know him by certain names. But it's that meticulous part of the character that I love, in that like we keep hearing him reciting his rules back to himself in his head when he goes to like a McDonald's to get breakfast one morning in one segment. He says as little as possible to leave as little trace of his existence anywhere. The whole movie feels like that too. It is I really like this David Fincher sort of look at this kind of intense sort of story. The music is interesting. Trent Reznor, of course, comes back to do score for him again. And it's that same eerie, very, very electronic sort of sound that only chimes in at the right moment. It's not overpowering, commanding presence away from the scene. We get classic Michael Fassbender performance. I mean, the guy is just fucking great. His American accent is on point in this movie too. I even look for the little leaks sometimes, and I don't seem to really notice it. We get a little bit of Tilda Swinton in there. Her character is fantastic. She's doing the same. She's another assassin that crossed paths with him. I had a great time watching this. It was really cool, and for just kind of like interesting poster art. I like that sort of hand drawn, like the painted sort of shot of him like pointing the gun down at the POV of the poster. The teaser for the trailer, or it was it gave you a little bit of what the story was, but not this much detail. And sorry about the fucking sirens going by. They're just looking for
son of a bitch.
This is based on a story called The Killer, which was a French, I guess, graphic novel is what you stated before. It only references it being a book
or a comic something.
Title, but I don't know it. I can see that though. This has a tone to it that was just like, I really enjoyed this. It is, like I said, it's a slow burn, but in the best possible way. I really love this sort of, you earn every moment. There's violence and there's action to it, but not pervasive throughout. It's like when it hits, it's strong and it's violent and it's shocking. The only things I kind of noticed was like, being a globe-trotting Netflix film, there's certain corners they might have to have they might have to spend a little bit less on. So there's a couple locations where you can tell they green screened a couple of events just to make it work. But I honestly forgive it. It's not so distracting because there's a fucking fight scene happening in front of it. I'm not paying attention to what's going on back there. I just noticed a little bit of things where it's like, oh, I mean, that looks a little silly, but you come in and out of it so fast. It's not that kind of movie. It's not like the Triple Frontier. A lot of these ones where it's like we're just constantly staring at these very big spectacles all the time. And I think that led to a much, much better film. I'm going to give The Killer 3.5 slices. Again, available over at Netflix. It is a Netflix original at the moment, so I know for now you'll be able to find it there. But like you, this one I would have watched in the theater. It was just that smoldering, just waiting for the fucking pop. You're waiting for that next explosion, and just watching that tension build. It's like we would have these moments. Val and I are sitting there watching the movie. It's like, oh my god, this is way better than I thought it was going to be. Like it's a good time, and I would highly recommend it. I don't really get some of the less than favorable reviews I'm seeing online. I honestly had a fun time. I think if you just let it play out and be what it's supposed to be, this is not John Wick. This is not one of those kinds of movies. This is
it's a Fincher movie.
It is a Fincher movie. Exactly. It's like I think it's easy, given the content of what the story, to kind of forget who's making it. Just let it play out as it is, and I think you're going to have a good time.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I just downloaded it. I'm gonna watch it on my
Nice.
18-hour flight tomorrow. I'm gonna pop on the augmented reality glasses, pop in my earbuds, just immerse myself on the plane. And it's funny because I just
people on the plane with you after that. There's a couple of scenes where he's like he thinks he's being followed and he's on a plane and he keeps like looking down the aisles and he looks at every face and he's getting it's that. That'll be a great time to watch that movie, actually.
That's not going to be weird. Oh, man. But it's funny. I just saw another Fassbender movie yesterday. I saw the new Taika Waititi movie, Next Goal Wins.
Oh, yeah.
But apparently the Toasties did not want us to review it on here, so I'm not going to be talking about it, but I will say it was worth seeing. It's a return to form for Taika doing a smaller movie, and see me do a little bite-sized review over on TikTok in the next couple of days. Check us out over at movie_toast and watch it. But I do have one more movie to close us out, a movie that's coming out this Tuesday on Netflix as well. It's a Netflix kind of day on the show. The new Adam Sandler animated movie, Leo.
Yeah, the Sandman. What's he got?
I've been looking forward to it. Yes, he is an iguana. Yes, sir.
Okay.
He's like a 74-year-old iguana. He is in a terrarium in a classroom of, I want to say, 5th graders. He shares the terrarium with his name, let me start off. His name is Leonardo, named after the Ninja Turtle, which is ironic because he shares the terrarium with a turtle named Squirtle, voiced by Bill Burr. And the two of them have a dynamic together that is fantastic because Adam Sandler is a little more like laid back and Bill Burr is a little more on edge, a little more angrier, kind of a Bill Burr type, which is fantastic as a turtle. And so essentially, Leo discovers that he is most likely going to die soon because there was a parent-teachers conference type thing, and he overheard two parents talking, saying, "Oh yeah, lizards normally die at like age 75," and he does the math, and he's like, "Holy shit, I've been here for 74 years. I'm going to die soon." And he's like, "I gotta escape. I want to go see the Everglades. I want to live a fun life. I want to experience life for the first time and not be in a classroom." And Bill Burr's like, "All right, whatever you want to do, go ahead. I'll have this place all to myself." And he's like, "I don't know how you're going to do it because we're trapped here." And now there's a new teacher who's taking over for the class because the current teacher is pregnant and going on maternity leave. And the new teacher is kind of a stricter, older woman who is by the books, no nonsense. And she's like, "You know what? We got animals. I want to teach you guys responsibilities. You're to take home one of these creatures over the weekend and take care of them." Nobody wants to do it. One kid says, "All right, I'll take Leo, I guess." And he's trying to escape when she's not looking. And of course she catches him before he escapes. And this one girl talks, she's a motor mouth, and nobody ever just tells her to shut up. And they bring that up in the movie. And he just gets so fed up, he says something, and she's like, "What? Who said that?" And like, he's like pointing at something, making it look like it's something else. And like, she's not getting the hint. And then like, he just ends up talking to her and she's like, "What?" And he's like, "You can't tell anybody. Nobody can know animals can talk." And like, he ends up giving her some advice and she feels really good about herself. And the two bond over the weekend. And so Monday goes, she drops him back at school. Another student takes him out the next week. Similar type of thing. He gives that kid advice, says, "Don't tell anybody," and so on and so forth. And he's changing these kids' lives. And it's sweet. It's funny. The animation's interesting. It's like in between a DreamWorks movie and a Pixar movie. It's just in that middle zone. Not terrible, not amazing. But the voiceover work is splendid. I will say one thing that really caught me off guard right off the bat is it's a musical. There's a lot of music happening. And at first that kind of set me off. I'm like, I don't want that. But then start listening to it. It's like, all right, it's satirical. It's funny. And then to find out it's written by, the music's written by Robert Smigel, the guy who is the man behind the dog puppet Triumph the Insult comic dog, who has his own music and whatnot. And he's also one of the directors and writers of the movie. And it's the music is kind of funny because it makes fun of things that are happening in it, and it kind of pokes fun at all these movies that have musical numbers. This movie's just really fun. I caught myself laughing a lot more than I expected. I wasn't sure what I was gonna feel from this movie, but I felt really good. I think this is a movie that parents and children or just adults, anybody watching on their own, I feel like everyone can find something that they'll like in it, which is kind of nice and refreshing.
Awesome. Okay.
Definitely worth checking out. It comes out this Tuesday on Netflix. Yeah, I'm gonna give Leo 3 slices of toast. It was a fun time.
Oh,
and you can kind of predict where it's going, but it's worth the ride, I think.
Fair enough. Yeah, I wouldn't think of an animated musical starring Adam Sandler and Bill Burr, so you piqued my interest. That's for sure.
Right? I don't know if they're really billing it as a musical, but it definitely is one.
It has. And okay, yeah. Interesting.
And I will say there is a post-credit thing. It's kind of like an animatic, but a musical number. Definitely worth, I guess, fast forwarding. I just stood around the theater like a creep, and I'm like, I'm the only one here, but I'm seeing this. So if you like watching little extra stuff, fast forward a little bit. Yeah.
Nice. Okay. It is quite the Netflix episode here. That's funny. It all just
it's
most
a
of
Netflix heavy one.
Yeah. Right. And a sprinkling of Disney Christmas magic. Well, thank you.
Gotta close the show with that.
Yeah, there you go. I like that. Christmas magic. Oh, I wish we had a little Christmas jingle for you guys too, since we're getting to the holiday season, but maybe we'll find something later. Oh, good.
Yeah.
I'm glad. Sorry, folks. Hopefully that background noise is not interference for you. But other than background noise, maybe you could tune into other episodes of not only the podcast, but check out some of the shorts that Adam has been posting all over our YouTube and that are available also on our social media platforms. A lot of extra reviews, a lot of extra toast for you to enjoy if you're looking for a few more recommendations or reviews, or maybe there's something you've watched and you're curious just what the man thinks. I know I am. That's why I go to check that shit out too. So please come check out.
A lot of free time to watch movies.
There you go. Hey, that's where the movie toast, man. This is what we bring to you. It's what we got for you. We're gonna have some exciting stuff. I know, maybe a little tease. We're still working out the plans, but hopefully we'll be doing a particular con next year together. We'll be seeing the both of us walking the floor of a certain place. But as we get the
you're wrong, Dennis. Two conventions, sir.
Two conventions. Yes.
One in Anaheim, one in SD. I don't know. Yeah, fun times.
Oh, that's true. Oh shit. Yeah, right. Yeah. I don't know why. Yes, of course. But yeah, no, we got a lot of exciting stuff coming up by the end of this year through the beginning of next year. A whole lot more toast for you. I hope you folks stick around and keep watching. We're gonna keep doing the live streams going. I'm having fun doing this, and
it's a good time.
Yeah, dude. I'm liking this. We're still rolling with the punches on the new format, but it's been a good time. I like this interactivity with you guys.
Be remiss not to mention congratulations to anyone watching or listening who's a member of SAG and AFTRA. The strikes finally ended.
Oh my God.
Hopefully the voting goes in everyone's favor. It looks like it'd be 50-50, but hopefully this time next year we'll be booming and movies and shows will be back on the big screen and booming again. I can't wait to get back to work.
Yeah, a few short delays on big projects. I know we were all looking forward to watching, but I, with you, would love to get back onto a set, and I've been longing for that work again. So please, let's get production going.
Also, if you get the Max, my season of a show that I worked on last year, Julia, based on Julia Child's life. I was a secretary on the show. They just dropped the first 3 episodes, and I believe the first 2 were shot over in Paris. So you get to see some beautiful France type of things, and definitely worth checking out if you like Julia Childs. It's an interesting show. Sounds like it could be boring, but surprisingly not as bad as you'd think it would be. Please check that out.
I'm all
because
about
I would like to go back to work on that. Just begging
absolutely.
you, please watch it.
Hell yeah.
But and like Dennis was saying earlier, December 16th, we are going to have our 3rd annual film festival, Movie Toast the Festival. We have
Yes,
a lot
sir.
of fantastic short films from all around the world. Can't wait to share it with you guys. We shot some fun little promo videos. Oh man, it's gonna be a good time.
Yeah, it's going to be partying itself. So please come check us out. Like Adam said, December 16th, it'll be streaming live over on YouTube and available for a very limited time afterwards. Very, very limited though. So please come watch it live if you can. But just know that you're going to have to come in shortly afterwards. If you miss it and you still want to check it out, you can watch the post stream. But with all that said, Adam, I think that brings us down to the end of it. Folks,
It does.
Please give us a follow or a like, or at the very least, leave us a review over on Apple Podcasts if you're listening to this right now.
Please.
Let us know what you think of the show. We just want to make it as buttery golden as we possibly can for you and keep the show sharp and toasty, nice and warm for you. So please leave a review. Let us know what you think, and we will keep making this toast as good as we can for you. But I don't know, man. I think I'm about out of what I can ask of these fine folks before I roll the sweet, beautiful music. I think there's just one thing left to do for them, right?
I mean, if they could just do one thing, and that would be stay toasty, whatever the fuck that means to you folks. We don't know.
That's right. You just as toasty as you can be.
life.
That's right. Thanks for joining us, folks.
Good episode.
I think so too. Salad. Quick one for you, but hey, sometimes you just gotta get a little
Quick's not
toasty.
bad. God, this theme song sounds so much longer than I'm used to. It just never ends. All right, there we go. Thank God. Whew. Well, thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. Yeah, I don't know what else there is to say. Dennis,
I think that's
you want to add
about
before
it.
we end the show?
No, thanks for joining the show. Keep an eye out again on the socials. We'll have some more little slices of toast for you to enjoy. But until then, we'll see you. We'll see you next time.
Thank you. Stay toasty.